application to GI Bill of Rights, and also establish a career with the federal government. And I also met my wife there.
Well, that's important.
Yes, and we have 2 children and 3 grandchildren. And after 37 years of service, I retired from Agency for International Development, and I'm enjoying retirement life today.
Well, Joe, we're running out of time.
Yes.
I salute you and all of your acts of heroism. Thank you very much for being
Thank you
such
for
a
having me
wonderful-
over.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this short break.
In nature, we see reflections of our children. The tree is the strong one, the ocean rambunctious and untamed. Like our children, each brings something wonderful and unique. They add color, they bring life. And to choose the sky over the water would be like choosing one child over the next. EarthShare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. To learn how you and your employer can help, visit our website.
This is the story about a group of kids who volunteered.
Doing something nice for someone.
We fixed stuff.
Did some art projects with the kids.
We fixed up his house.
We worked in the woods.
Cleaned up the park.
Did something for the planet.
We just did it.
No other reason. And you know what? It was great.
At first, they didn't know each other.
Well, that didn't last long.
This guy is really funny.
These are my new
friends.
Are you into it?
Call 4-H or check out our website at areyouintoit.com.
Welcome back to Ginny's, where East meets West. My next guest is the Executive Director of the American Coalition for Filipino Veterans, Incorporated, an organization advocating for the rights of Filipino veterans through the monitoring and the advancement of legislation. Join me in welcoming a lifelong community activist, Eric Lechica. Hi, Eric. Thank you for joining us. Let's talk about Filipinos, Filipino Americans, Filipino veterans. Can you clarify the differences between all of these different sectors of the Filipino community for us?
Glad to. Well, the Filipinos are inhabitants of the land of the Philippines, and the Philippines was part of the United States for almost 50 years, from 1901 to 1946. And Filipinos were U.S. nationals up until July 4th, 1946. And for those who chose to become U.S. citizens, they are called Filipino Americans, and we have almost 2.7 million Filipinos in America, and most of them are Filipino Americans.
So I understand there was a period of time where they were given a choice whether they, wanted to become Philippine Americans or whether they just wanted to stay in the Philippines. Clarify that for us a little bit.
Right. In 1934, there was a law passed by the United States granting Philippine independence through a process of the Commonwealth period from 1934 to 1945, actually. And Filipinos during that period were U.S. nationals, but they were considered under immigration as aliens. And that was part of the unfortunate period in American history was of discrimination. Filipinos were imported, recruited to work in the fields in California and Hawaii, but they were not allowed to bring their wives to the United States. So, so they were in that gray area of
right. Even though they were nationals.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, where's the differentiation here, right?
Well, the big difference is that they can't vote as U.S. nationals. However, they couldn't immigrate. They were considered aliens. There was a quota, I think, about 50 or so a year at the time. It was part of the colonial period of U.S. Control of the Philippines.
And so this organization, the American Coalition for Filipino Veterans, tell us about it. What is its objective? I know that you're one of the founders.
Yes. We're a national organization. We have 4,000 members across the country, and half of our members are Filipino-American World War II veterans.
Okay.
And we're advocating for...
And what are the other half?
Oh, there are
people like you.
Yes, sons and daughters, community leaders, Filipino-American nurses and supporters. We have also mainstream members from the American Legion, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Disabled American Veterans. So our coalition is focused on winning equal status for our Filipino-American veterans who are denied recognition for their service in World War II. They're denied access to hospitals at the VA, the Veterans Affairs hospitals.
And what's the justification for denying them that?
Unfortunately, back in 1946, the U.S. Congress passed a law known as the Rescission Act, which excluded Filipino servicemen who fought under the U.S. Army forces in the Far East. There were almost 200,000 of these individuals, and one of them was my dad. And that law, excluded them from any benefits at all.
Even though they fought the war, even though they're veterans like any other veteran,
Even
they're
if they're US
excluded
citizens.
from even though they're U.S. citizens, they were excluded from the benefits that other veterans get.
Right.
Amazing,
Yes.
okay? So your organization is out there
Yes.
advocating for this. And